You know what? Stephanie Jenkins doesn't deserve to have any children at all. That's my opinion. And I feel very strongly about it. She posted a video on FB today where she's she says day 3 for the algorithm, but it's really day 7 or 8 of her trying to stick with a schedule, right? And what I got to say about that is you should see this woman is filthy. She sits down on the couch, she gets out I assume it's her Bible, right? She's got her coffee there. And after she complains about she's never going to buy the coconut creamer from Winco again, she cracks open the drape to let a little sunlight in that dungeon-like room, sets her coffee there, kicks her feet up, and her feet are filthy. And this is first thing in the morning, so you know damn well she slept in the bed with them dirty feet. This is disgusting. This is gross. And I mean, she has no shame. She watches back this video and she doesn't crop the frame, cut that out something. She doesn't care that the world sees her dirty feet. It looked like she went out that morning and was playing in mud puddles. Disgusting. So then she makes another video. She says, I've never been good at doing hair. Just look at how I rock mine most days. Oh, we see it. Yeah, we see it, that greasy, oily mess on your head. Yeah, we see it. But I'm determined to try and style my kids' hair and learn better techniques. My hand position when I'm braiding is absolute poop emoji. I can't keep a grip because my pinching mechanism has always been pretty weak. Yet another problem, Stephanie, another excuse. You know, it was your over-salivation a few days ago, and now we're talking about a weak pinching mechanism. What isn't wrong with you? But I want to learn. Mind you, I've been trying to learn for 11 years and still lack skill. LOL. What is funny about not knowing how to do your 2 daughters' hairs? That's 11 and 9 years old. What's funny about that? Okay, and these girls have the same hair texture as you, so in 11 years you haven't learned how to do hair? Okay, I'm not going to shame you. I'm not going to shame her for not knowing how to braid. I mean, I can a simple braid, but I can't French braid and none of that fancy stuff. No, I can't. But she cannot even part hair, okay? She's made those little girls, those 2 little girls' hair. She should have been ashamed to send them girls out of the house with their hair looking like that after she claimed she did it. She had these messed up parts in it, and just a simple braid, like taking this part and braiding this. She can't even do that correctly. Come on now. I remember months and months ago where your 11-year-old can braid hair, but Stephanie can't put a simple braid in their hair, and she's got all these whacked out parts in their hair and all these whacked out little ponytails, and she was trying to do a style that's made for textured hair. Let's put it that way. She was trying to do her little girl's hair in a style that's suitable for little girls with textured hair, like Manova's hair. You know, and it looked like absolute shit, let me tell you. And no, I'm not shaming the kids, because the girls are innocent. I'm just saying Stephanie, as a mother, should have looked at that and said, oh, that doesn't look very good, and just combed it and put it in a ponytail or left it down or something. And poor Addie, when she's doing Addie's hair, Addie's just sitting there just blank. She just looks completely checked out. That little girl has not had a chance to even be a little girl. I mean, we see that now it appears she has the baby sleeping with Addie on the top bunk. Addie always, when they were out with the rocks, Addie's the one holding Atlas's hand. So Addie has to care for Atlas and Manova. It's disgusting. And then we got Stephanie. This is what takes the cake. I hope you're ready for this. She posts another video, and she says, the goal is to keep getting more creative and more skilled. We're talking about the kids' hair again. But I have such particular kids, laughing emoji. My 9-year-old is super set on her styles, and she doesn't like to venture out. I don't blame her, because you put these crazy looking, ridiculous looking styles into her hair. It looks ridiculous. My 11-year-old is adventurous with styles, but she doesn't like sitting for too long. And my toddlers, I'm just lucky to get their hair cleaned and moisturized every day. When is the last time you washed and moisturized Atlas's hair? That poor little boy's hair. At this point, I would doubt she could get a comb through his hair. Now, here is where this will probably anger a lot of mothers out there. When my 10-year-old isn't at his bio mom's, you mean his mother's? His bio mom's, I will oil his hair. But he isn't given much choice on how he keeps his hair, unfortunately. He really wants to grow it out and start his lock journey. But for whatever reason, he's not receiving support on that journey outside me and his father, at least not to my knowledge. I'm just stuck in the middle of it all, trying to give him support and love as a parent. She just cannot stop poking at Desiraye, can she? And why you say she says she oils his hair? When's the last time she put a drop of oil on Atlas's hair? That poor little boy's hair looks like if you touch it, it's gonna break and fall out. That's how dry his hair looks. And then I recall when they lived in the one-bedroom apartment. Did Stephanie care how Deshaun wanted his hair when she shaved it all off? When she sent that little boy to school completely bald-headed? Did she care about how he wanted his hair then? I don't think she did. She got tired of trying to care for his hair at that point, so she shaved it off. And then when she got a bunch of slack about it, she tried to say, well, he wanted it like his dad's. Drew's hair was not completely bald like that. It was short. Maybe like a 1. With the clippers, maybe a 1. No, they straight took a razor to that boy's head. His head was completely bald. She didn't care then. And does Stephanie realize how much upkeep is involved with locks in their hair? The boy is 10 years old. Maybe his mother isn't ready for him to start locking up his hair, because that's a years long commitment, okay? Because then, if he doesn't like it, the only option pretty much is to cut all that off, and he's pretty much going to be bald, okay? So, and Desiraye has other children to take care of, too. So, does Stephanie not think that maybe she just told Deshaun, hey, in a couple of years, when you can take care of your hair by yourself, then you can start growing it like this? Did she think that? Or maybe Desiraye doesn't want him to start locking up his hair because she sees what Atlas's hair looks like, and she knows that Stephanie has to care for her son's hair when he's there, and Stephanie doesn't have a clue. So his hair would not get properly taken care of while he's with Stephanie. Maybe that's why Desiraye doesn't want to start letting him lock his hair. But no, it's just he's not being supported. And his bio mom. Like, what does that mean? That is his mother. And Stephanie is nothing to him. She's not married to Drew, so she's not his stepmother. She's nothing. She is his dad's girlfriend. So let's start putting that in your post, Stephanie. My boyfriend's son. Not my son. Not when my 10-year-old. How about you start properly saying it? My boyfriend's son. And besides that, we don't know how long has Deshaun been saying he wants to lock his hair. This might have been something he just spoke of in the last week. And you all know it. I know when my kids were 10 years old, what they wanted changed from day to day. So maybe Desiraye wants to make sure that this is something he really wants to go through with. Stephanie doesn't know the situation because she won't take the time to be a woman and speak properly to Desiraye and ask her about it. But yeah, that's what Stephanie's up to, trying to shame Desiraye again and act like she knows how to care for kids' hair when we see poor little Atlas. All of her kids, she doesn't deserve to have any of them babies. And that's just the way I feel about it.